Hello, this is Volo Classic Cars, and this is our pre-Monterey Pebble Beach video special. I'm going to briefly cover some of the Grand Classic cars that we've got, the pre-war classics here, because we really have an impressive lineup. And just as we're going into Pebble Beach, it's a perfect time to highlight and showcase some of the really beautiful cars in our inventory currently. So first we have the legendary 1934 Packard 1107 12 Coupe Roadster. And there was probably less than 50 of these produced. These are exceptional cars and very highly desired among Grand Classics collectors. We've got a fully loaded car here that has dual side mounts, a rumble seat, wide white walls, wire spoke wheels that are correctly painted on the inside of the hub. We've got the very well done Packard upholstery, and then of course the exquisite Packard gauge cluster that looks like a piece of Swiss jewelry, Swiss watch jewelry. Now this was a very popular color back in the classic era, in the golden era. In the 30s, it's a little bit of a cream ivory color, perhaps a shade or two darker. And as you can see, it has a slightly darker belt line molding. But it's a very impressive car. If you see a 12-cylinder Packard, you know, you're probably looking at a car that quality-wise and presentation-wise will rival just about anything that was made in the 30s, be it, you know, a Mercedes or perhaps a Rolls-Royce. America built some of the best cars in the world at that time, and this Packard 12 Coupe Roadster is a perfect example of that. A 1931 Hudson Greater 8 Boattail Speedster. Now, for the folks that are more informed about the some of the more popular American classics, you're going to be familiar with the Auburn Boattail Speedster, perhaps, you know, a few Duesenberg Boattail Speedsters. But this is an unusual car because Hudson didn't make too many flamboyant cars that were custom coach built. But when they did, they made them fast and they made them rather flashy. Here we've got a straight 8 engine in a Roadster, and we've taken the top off because most of the folks in the day would have done so. They wouldn't take these out during any period of the season where they would be exposed to bad weather. You know, you would have a sporting gentleman driving this car at relatively high speeds, or at least a spirited ride in the day. They really wanted to have that feeling of openness and as much direct interface with the car when they were driving it. This car would do about 90 miles an hour. Now think about it, you're driving something that's probably sits as high in the driver's seat as your typical middle-of-the-road SUV nowadays, but you'd be driving it at 90 miles an hour with no power steering and no power brakes. So you were pretty daring if you were doing that. Now we have an Auburn Phaeton convertible sedan. It's 1931. And what makes this car interesting is that It is a phaeton and a convertible sedan combination. Now you'll see here that we've got a little bolt that attaches to the B-pillar. And what you can do is you can have this convertible sedan look by having that pillar there and then rolling up the windows. Okay, which would give it, you know, your traditional convertible sedan look. But if you were to take that pillar down and then put the top down, retract it back, you would have a phaeton driving experience, which means there's no pillars or posts right here that would obstruct your view, especially from the back seat, and you'd be treated to a really panoramic view of the countryside as it was passing by at speed. Now, the color combination for this is a cigarette cream and tobacco. This was Auburn's most popular color combination order for these convertible sedans back in the golden era of the 30s. If you can picture gentlemen that were dressed in, seersucker suits, ladies that were typically wearing, more brighter colored dresses, sundresses and things like that, and chiffons. You can just see how this color works with that kind of, period decor. This one is a slightly older restoration, but still presents very well. And these cars, as Auburn's come, are typically rare. You usually see them as very expensive show-ready cars, or in some very rare cases, barn finds. And here we have a 1930 Auburn 895 convertible coupe. This is the earlier body style for an Auburn. The paint is a burgundy with a black and a straw pinstripe. This is an older restoration. Paint's fair. You could still drive it around, still presentable. But for somebody that was looking for an Auburn two-position roadster convertible coupe type car, this would be a great candidate to perhaps refreshen with a new paint job and really bring out its character, make it flashy. Now, our other big sort of CCCA level classic car is this LaSalle. Now, LaSalle was the companion brand to Cadillac, but for all intents and purposes, underneath the trim, they were very similar cars. You can see here that it has the deluxe Cadillac hood ornament, which you could order for this car back when you were selecting it as a new car in 1931. And this is a four-door sedan. And it's close coupled, so it doesn't have an unmanageably long wheelbase. It's something that would be perfect for caravans. If you're a CCCA club member, it's something to consider. The dashboard is perhaps a little more Spartan than the Cadillac dashboard for its period, but these LaSalles, they had some details about them that were just a tad more ornate in some places than the Cadillacs did. That's what makes them desirable. You can see here that they have the script emblem. And a fit and finish that is on par with the Cadillac as well. So there you have it.